What's up, Muscle and Strength? Today I'm here with Ray, also known as the Muscle Magician, and what we're going to go over today is correcting some nagging injuries. Typically, the most common areas that we'll see injuries or people having symptoms of injuries would be in our knees, lower back, and our shoulder. I've had experience squatting in the past, but since I've been doing it as I'm getting a little older, I'm having a lot of knee pain, and I feel like I can't meet the depth I used to get to.
Okay.
And in addition, when I ignore that, like if I do that right now and I add another plate and then try to go to 315, 405, I start to have a lot of lower back pain. Why is that?
Part of what I noticed in the squat was a little bit of positioning from here, right? Going back to sitting for prolonged periods. You're just kind of stuck in that forward position, so that excessive forward lean is showing up in your squat now. Right. So we'll just do some stuff to kind of counteract that, and we'll go back to the squat. So first thing we'll do to correct that is we'll just do a front squat, okay? By having the weight in front of you, it's gonna help turn on your core, and just by the position alone, it's gonna help keep you a little more upright.
Okay.
So we'll just work on squat form with a little bit different direction. So we'll hold this guy in front of you. All right, we're gonna keep the elbows up. All right, you're gonna feel your lats turn on. Okay, that's part of your core. All right, then you're gonna squeeze the glutes, get the rib cage right over the pelvis. Try to keep your core nice and tall. And then you're gonna rotate out from your thighs. Keep the outside of your knees over your pinky toes. And then you're just gonna drop straight down. Elbows up, so you feel lats kind of turn on. That's it, elbows a little higher, there we go. Okay, now ribs down, that's it. Now you're gonna maintain that even position, even tension. Squeeze the glutes, rotate out from the thighs. Feet a little bit wider. Okay, rotate out from the thighs. Now sink the pelvis right in between your feet. So it's nice and upright now. Good. Now just do a couple reps. Keep that tight while you're doing it, and then when you go back to the back squat, it'll transfer. It'll be easier for you to stay upright in the back squat. So it's just kind of turning on muscles that are normally a little hard to get the signal to.
Okay, so a few repetitions of practicing that perhaps beforehand, and then trying.
Absolutely, it's like an activation for your back squat.
Okay, so I can start with this and then perhaps go right into my back squat.
All right, so before you start, remember those cues, right? Tuck the elbows, feel the lats turn on, pelvis forward, squeeze glutes, ribs over the hips. See, much more upright position just from a couple reps. Beautiful. Good, keep that core tight.
Another thing I also notice is sometimes I'm still getting a little bit of knee pain. So we turned on the core, that seemed to help me keep my trunk and torso erect. What about my knees?
All right, so knees is probably just excessive tension up in here from the sitting.
Okay.
So something to address that directly, we'll just stretch them out through either a deep lunge or just a deep sissy squat. Same thing, only one is two-sided, one is one-sided. We're gonna try to keep that core position like we talked about before. So glutes engaged, core engaged, ribs over the pelvis. And then we're just gonna let these guys stretch out, maintain that upright position.
And how far back should I go?
As far as you can.
Okay.
And then come back up. Maintain the pressure in the core. All right, and that's gonna take tension off of that hip flexor, which shows up in your knee.
My hips and my core is tight.
Yep.
Squeezing my glutes. I already feel a stretch here.
Yeah, so you'll feel it right away. Now, if you only go back an inch, that's fine. So your goal is to get that breath in there, get that internal pressure, feel a stretch, don't overstretch, and then come back. So we're essentially focusing on an eccentric contraction of the quads there. That's it. That's it. Mobility work is just like strength training. You wouldn't throw 315 on the bar on your first set.
So would you recommend doing a couple sets of this
Before you do
any leg
heavier
movements?
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, turn the stuff on before you go full force at it.
The flat barbell bench press is a very common exercise. A lot of people love incorporating it, but with its use often comes a lot of shoulder pain. How can people still incorporate this exercise without having to worry so much about getting injured over time?
So the first thing we'll address is the excessive arch in the back that everybody seems to like to do when they bench press. So we're just gonna take that out of it so we can put more force into the pecs where we want. Okay, so we're gonna not make it a powerlifting exercise, we'll make it a bodybuilding exercise.
Okay.
Just do a couple reps and then we'll clean it up. How you just did the bench press, we saw that little excessive arch in the chest. Okay, we're gonna just bring that down. We're gonna bring the rib cage down, and then we're gonna tuck the elbows underneath. Because as your arm goes here, you get internal rotation in the shoulder, which kind of pinches off the joint in the front. That's why the pain shows up there a lot. Flat low back, ribs down. Now you're gonna put force through the end of your hand, like by your pinky. Now you're gonna try to break the bar in half.
Okay.
Feel your lats turn on?
Yeah.
Okay. So your lats are your brakes to lower the weight. You gotta keep those on the whole time.
Okay.
All right. So now that that stuff's on, we'll give you a lift off.
All right.
Keep that on during the descent. Now when you press back up, it'll all be on your pecs.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So tuck those elbows, ribs down. There we go. Feel a little smoother going up. Breathe. Now these cues, they're applicable to pretty much any pressing movement, whether it's a barbell, dumbbells, machine. We keep the elbows tucked in, rib cage flush over the pelvis, so then you can put the force through the pecs without that internal rotation of the shoulder, so you're not putting force into the joint. So the more you do that, the more that motor pattern gets ingrained, and then eventually, whether it's today, tomorrow, or a couple years from now, it's gonna show up there.
One of the most common occurrences and things that are always bothering people are going to be the lower back. And I've seen this personally, and I've seen it through tons of my clients. And it sometimes has nothing to do with the way they're doing the exercise. It could be the fact that maybe we have a bodybuilder that is putting on some weight and he's holding more water in his lower back. But basically, whether it could be lack of mobility that develops, what is going to basically fix lower back? Is there a way you can stretch it or release it? What's the most way we can do it at home?
Something really simple you could do with any weight, dumbbells work, or milk jug, anything that you could put some weight in front of you. This is gonna turn your core on and kind of lengthen that lower back that's usually compressed from sitting. Push the hips forward, so you should already feel a little stretch there. All right, this is opposite of the lower back. All right, keep the chin tucked. And then we're just gonna feel a stretch all the way down your spine. And then when it hits your lower back, you really feel the stretch intensify. And then you're just gonna breathe nice and deep, breathe into the core, and let gravity just kind of pull you down. You really feel that stretch in there. Core, glutes, keep the stretch, and then you're rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to give any of these corrective exercises a try before your next workout, and be sure to like and subscribe.